President Trump issues ban for 737 MAX planes. Paul Manafort's sentence extended. And it's pro day on OU's campus. This is OU Nightly. Hello, thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm McKenzie Gladney.
And I'm Antonides. We begin with today's crazy wind outside. Extreme wind gusts moved into the area after a round of storms overnight, with some areas of central Oklahoma reporting damage from the strong gusts. And Jenna Warner is keeping an eye on things for us. Jenna, what's going on with all the wind out there?
Cue Oklahoma from the musical Oklahoma. The wind is definitely sweeping down the plains out there. Let's take a look at what actually is going on. So these are not temperature values, these are wind gust values. So it's gusting up to 49 in Norman, 55 out in Elk City. So it's definitely blustery out there. Definitely want to secure all outdoor objects. And because of this, we're in a high wind warning. So this is valid until 1 a.m. tonight, with expected wind gusts to reach 60 miles per hour. Coming up later, I'm going to be talking about why it's so blustery out there, as well as a wind timeline for you guys and the next weather pattern you can expect. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Jenna. The OU Board of Regents met on the Norman campus today. Among the items the board voted on today, naming a few, the chairperson. OU Nightly's Sammi Steele joins us live with details. Sammi?
McKenzie and Alex, as of today, the Board of Regents have a new chairman and vice chairman. McKenzie and Alex, today the Board of Regents elected Leslie Rainbolt Forbes as chairman and C. Renze Stone as vice chairman. Chris Purcell was also elected to serve as the executive secretary. At the meeting, President Gallagly noted that the university's cash flow is no longer in the negative numbers, but is now a positive $26 million. The Regents also approved the Student Activity Fee Committee's proposed $3.8 million budget. And good news for our ROTC members. The Board of Regents voted to approve an $8.5 million project that will upgrade this armory building. And when that was announced, this room lit up with excitement because that means a new AC system, and it was hot in here. The renovations are set to begin this fall. Sammi Steele, live from the armory. Back to you guys in the studio.
It's a busy day here in Norman, with all eyes on Kyler Murray for his pro day. OU Nightly's Christian Nunley is here with a recap of how he impressed scouts today.
Thank you, McKenzie. All the attention was on Kyler Murray earlier today at OU's pro day, and he only threw the football. Kyler lit up scouts' eyes as he tossed 70 passes with only 6 incompletions in the afternoon. But the big boys up front who protect him stole the show. 4 of his 5 starting O-line men participated in OU's pro day. Cody Ford, Drew Samia, Bobby Evans, and Ben Powers dominated their drills and garnered the attention of numerous scouts.
So could you just speak a little bit about the O-line and how no program in the country really has 4 O-linemen that go and participate?
Yeah. So first off, the guys, the offensive line last year, all 5 of them together, much less just the 4 that were working out of pro day, they were, in my estimation, the best offensive line in the country. They did everything well. Kyler was rarely touched in pass protection. They were a great run blocking team. They ran that gap scheme with the counter, the 2 pullers coming around. They were terrific. And every defensive coordinator that I ever talked to in preparation for an Oklahoma game, that was really their biggest concern, was the offensive line and how good they were. They knew they weren't going to be able to pressure the quarterback, much less all the talent around there. But it all started with the offensive line.
That's like 30 seconds ago. We'll have more on the 5'10" Wonder Boy in due time. Stick around for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
There's some breaking news now regarding the 737 MAX planes. Leah Hill joins us in the News Center now with more. Leah?
That's right, McKenzie. We have breaking news out of Washington, D.C. President Trump is grounding all 737 MAX 8 and 9 airplanes.
Those planes are grounded, effective immediately. The safety of the American people and all people is our paramount concern.
Trump stated the FAA and Boeing are in agreement with the action. Any planes currently flying will be grounded once they reach their destination. And the U.S. is the last country to suspend use of these airplanes. And Trump's campaign manager, former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, has been sentenced today with additional prison time. A federal judge found Manafort guilty of mortgage fraud. He will now serve another 43 months in prison. This is in addition to the 47 months he will serve for previous bank and tax fraud charges. Trump said he is not considering pardoning Manafort, but also has not ruled out the possibility. And at least 8 people were killed today from a school shooting in Suzano, Brazil. 6 of those killed were students. The other 2 were school officials. The São Paulo government said the shooters entered the Raul Brazil State School, where they opened fire at students and staff. Police confirmed the attackers killed themselves after the shooting. And actress Lori Loughlin is expected to appear in court this afternoon in connection with the college admission scam. That's all from the News Center. Back to you.
Thanks, Leah. The Oklahoma Blood Institute is short on blood, and it's putting doctors and patients in a bind. Tori Johnson tells us why and gives more information on how you can help.
One blood donation is enough to save 3 lives, but Oklahoma Blood Institute is experiencing a drought. There is an emergency need for donations.
So back in February, when we had all of the inclement weather, they basically had to cancel multiple high school drives, and some of the donor centers actually closed. So they weren't able to get as many donors as they would have. And then with flu season, people start getting sick and then they can't donate.
There is usually a 3 to 5 day supply, but they are down to 2 and verging on only a 1 day supply.
That shortage can take a while to build back up. So they're still trying to work on, replenishing a lot of that blood for patients. Taking the time to do that makes a big impact.
The Blood Institute is encouraging people to come donate now. You can do so in the Metro at any of its offices. Any healthy 18-year-old or 16-year-old with parent permission weighing at least 110 pounds is able to donate. There will be a blood drive right here at the Armory after spring break, but Oklahoma needs blood now. Tori Johnson, OU Nightly.
If you want to donate blood before the Armory blood drive, you can visit Oklahoma Blood Institute. They have several locations across the state.
And pizza boxes and drawings now don't normally come together, but there's one exception.
Coming up, we'll have the story on the winner of the Thunder and Papa John's drawing contest.
Plus, see how Norman and OKC are taking the steps to have a greener footprint. Stay with us. Welcome back. A compost company in Oklahoma is making a different kind of environmental footprint with a new movement such as the need to go green. Lindsey Gibbs has more with the Earth Report.
Among efforts to help climate change, a company called Fertile Ground Cooperative wants you to know your waste has worth. Ground Cooperative is a worker-owned company aimed at environmental sustainability. The company picks up food waste and takes it to a compost site in Norman, where it can be composted naturally. The waste is also taken to a third-party material company, where the compost can be processed into other usable materials.
Yeah, so I think it's important to partake in a composting program to reduce your environmental footprint as much as possible. It's more than half of the waste that we produce is organic waste, food scraps, yard waste, and it's a way to have a major impact on the environment by reducing the greenhouse gases.
Fertile Ground Cooperative picks up food waste from... Now they're expanding to residential areas in Oklahoma City. For more information, you can visit fertilegroundok.coop. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Lindsey. An artistic statewide contest for the youth has now come to an end. OU Nightly's Bailey Bates has more with the details.
Before the Oklahoma City Thunder season tipped off, Thunder paired with Papa John's for a pizza box design contest. It invited all elementary students in the state to submit a drawing featuring Rumble the Bison. The winning design would appear on all Papa John's boxes in the Red Dirt State throughout the Thunder season. The winner was released late last week. Out of 123 school entries statewide, the winner? Ariana Loftus, 4th grader at Eisenhower Elementary here in Norman.
It's really crazy but cool. Well, I like writing and reading more than drawing. but I'm just good at it.
Eisenhower Elementary got a special delivery in honor of Ariana's win, a surprise assembly complete with a visit from Rumble the Bison and the Thunder Drummers, and a pizza party. That's not all, though. Ariana's homeroom class received a check for $1,000, and the school received one for $5,000.
We're so lucky that our PTA president is always out there in the community and looking for opportunities for our school. And so
There's a lot of talent and heart at Eisenhower Elementary, and you can hear it in the heart of their slogan.
Cougar shine.
Bailey Bates, OU Nightly.
Eisenhower Elementary entered many drawings in the contest, but they are glad at least one of their talented students won and brought recognition to their school and to the Norman district.
And coming up, there's a new discovery that could help improve health and eating disorders.
We'll introduce you to the OU professor who is behind the discovery.
If your joints are hurting today, I might have some answers. Stay tuned. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Let's take a look outside downtown Norman right now. It's currently 69 degrees and we have winds gusting from the south 37 miles per hour, and that is sustained. So let's take a look at why this is happening. So we have this low pressure situated to our north. It's actually a very strong low pressure system. That might be why some of your joints are hurting today as pressures have dropped in the area. So this system is kind of wrapped around. There are some strong winds impacting us on the back end, and that's why it's so blustery out there today. So as that moves off to the east, we'll see our next weather system with that. And with that system, we also saw some rain early this morning. We saw almost about an inch here in Norman and Oklahoma City when it was all said and done. And because of that, we saw some allergies kicked up into the air because of that rain. So tree allergies very high right now. So if you're kind of sniffly today, you can thank that cedar pollen from being kicked up into the air from that rain last night. So this is just working on a timeline for you guys as we look at the winds impacting us tonight. So this is 6 p.m. all the way up until 10 p.m. I'll walk out here for a second for you guys. So it'll kind of calm down as we go into sunset. As the sun sets and we're dark outside by 10 p.m., it'll kick back up. So these are wind gusts. So this is what you can expect gust-wise outside right tonight. So because of that, we'll still be in that wind warning up until 1 a.m. this evening. So lows for tonight, 42 in Norman, 41 in Oklahoma City, pretty average all in all. Highs tomorrow, 54 in Norman, 51 in Oklahoma City. As we go on, we'll be talking about your next chance for a weather pattern. So as this low moves off to the east, we have high pressure building to our west. That'll continue to move in and impact us as we continue on. The next 2 days, we have less windy tomorrow. We have the high pressure moving in, so we can expect clear, dry weather on Friday as well. And then as we go through the rest of the week, we'll be in the 60s as we continue on. And our next chance for rain is actually going to be at the end of this 7-day period.
All right, well, it's going to be a nice few days leading up to spring break.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, thanks. At OU Neuroscience, scientists discovered the connection between taste and pain. Chris Lemon is a professor at the university studying how the senses work in association to the brain. His recent article sparked attention from all over the world.
What we did in this study is we were actually trying to look at how taste and the temperature sense interact. A lot of people might not realize this, but when you eat a chili pepper, for example, and you get that burning sensation, humans will say that's a spicy taste, but that's actually triggered by a pain response. There's the chemical in chili peppers that gives that burn actually activates a pain pathway.
This discovery could lead to better research in how taste perception leads to general health and well-being connected to eating disorders such as obesity and diabetes. A really big day for former OU football players today.
Chloe Sparks joins us with more on how Kyler Murray performed for the Scouts today.
We'll show you how Kyler Murray did at Pro Day before Charlie Casserly tells you he was no good. And we'll tell you what this video is all about, and the Big Apple lands a pair of NFL superstars. Sports is straight ahead. Welcome back to OU Nightly Sports. I'm Chloe Sparks. As we told you earlier in the newscast today, was Pro Day here at the University of Oklahoma, and there was no shortage of scouts on hand to see what the top Sooner draft prospects are. Chief among them, quarterback Kyler Murray. Christian Nunley was on hand for all the action. Christian?
Yes, I was, Chloe. It was a packed house at the Everest Training Center that hosted OU's Pro Day. Upwards of 75 NFL team representatives were on hand to watch Kyler throw, run, and get measured. One problem, he didn't run or get measured. Kyler chose to let his 5'10" height measurement from the NFL Combine stand as his official size. He also chose not to run a 40-yard dash or lift any weights. Instead, Murray threw 70 passes to mostly former receivers and completed 64 with only one dropped pass. After not throwing at the Combine, Murray says it was good to be able to get back in the saddle again.
It was just like any other, routes on intercession. It was fun. Just had a couple more eyes watching, but other than that, it was fun to finally actually do something.
For him, it was just a matter of, does it make sense to run and do all those things? And I mean, not that everybody can do this, but I mean, he's athletically so far beyond anything in this game and anything in that league either at that position that there's just really honestly not much point to it.
Chloe, one notable no-show was Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury. His team holds the #1 spot in the April draft, and Kyler is scheduled to meet with some New York Giants brass later today.
Thank you, Christian. I'm sure Kyler hopes to have some terrific receivers wherever he goes. His former teammate Baker Mayfield sure got a good one late last night. His team, the Cleveland Browns, scored big picking up superstar receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Last year, the 26-year-old signed a 5-year, $98.5 million deal with the Giants. Now, he's on his way to form what could be the top receiving tandem in the league with his college teammate Jarvis Landry. Since the trade, Cleveland's odds to win the Super Bowl went from 25-1 to 14-1. More from New York, the Giants may have lost OBJ, but the Jets won Le'Veon Bell. Bell averages more yards from scrimmage per game than any running back in NFL history. He sat out last season, forfeiting $14 million in salary. Today, Bell agreed to a $35 million signing bonus on a 4-year, $52.5 million deal. Back to OU sports, the men's basketball team will participate in the 2019 Hall of Fame Classic next season in Kansas City, Missouri. The 2-day tournament will begin November 25th, hosting OU, Butler, Missouri, and Stanford. But for now, the Sooners have their hearts set on their 4th Big 12 champion tournament title. The boys face 10th seed West Virginia in the second game of the opening session tonight at 8. Last night, the OU baseball team added another victory to their record off of UT Arlington. Freshman Diego Muñez, 3-run home run, Tyler Hardman going 3 for 4 with 2 runs, and Brady Harlan's 2 RBIs with a lone run, all assisted in the 9-1 win over the Mavericks. And Russell Westbrook's verbal altercation with a disgraced Jazz fan on Monday night is getting a happy ending. Real Jazz fans have started a GoFundMe account to raise $25,000, the amount of Westbrook's fine to go to Human Rights Fund.
It's nice to see that there's some good Jazz fans out there doing the right thing.
I feel like there's just been so much going on with Russ lately. He needed this kind of break.
Yes.
Fans helping him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great of them, really, honestly.
Luckily, it fueled him on Tuesday night, or Monday night.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chloe. OU Nightly was well represented at last weekend's National Broadcast Society Awards in Philly.
We'll have a recap of the weekend next.
Welcome back. I'm Grace Whitten at the Update Desk. Authorities are searching for a Missouri fugitive who's accused of stealing a police car today in Havener, Oklahoma. Travis Davis was found missing from his cell Sunday night in the Pettis County Jail. Officers found Davis at an Oklahoma convenience store today after a woman called police. While officers interviewed the woman, Davis crawled through the window that separates officers from suspects and drove the police car over a mile before crashing it into a tree. Authorities are still searching for Davis.
Gaylord College walked away with 10 first place awards at the National Broadcasting Society's annual conference in Philadelphia over the weekend. Prizes include Best College Newscast for this program, OU Nightly, and in total, 26 Gaylord entries were finalists in this year's competitions. Congratulations to all the winners. And Jenna Warner is back with us, and we have a quick recap of today's win.
So we're going to hit it home one more time for you guys. We have a high wind advisory until 1 a.m. tonight, and we also have a wind advisory out there until 1 a.m. tonight to our east. So both of those expire at 1 a.m.
All right, thank you, Jenna. Thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night, live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.